Hello and welcome to Conversations in Focus, Photopia Originals, where we bring together real stories, real strategies, and real learning from people who are building impactful businesses. Today's conversation is about entrepreneurship, branding, and growth, not just in a theory, but through live experience. So we are joined by Mr. Fabin, joining us from Kochi, an entrepreneur, consultant, and a trainer who has been built multiple companies, worked with brands across 19 countries and help build a business, turn business ideas turn into mesmerized result. Welcome, Mr. Fabin. Thank you so much for accepting us our invite. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Purneema, and thanks to you for the invite also.
Yes. So let's start the conversation with your entrepreneur journey. How did you it all begins, and what led you build multiple companies in parallel rather than focusing on just one?
Okay, so me coming into entrepreneurship was a bit of, what do you say, like an impromptu decision. So I was working with TCS and, work-wise, I was not getting that, what I was expecting from working. So I just got this opportunity to start like a couple of projects were in line, so I thought, okay, I will give it a try. So that was the decision. I haven't thought much about starting. Always it was there. Always in my mind, I wanted to be independent and wanted to own a business at some point of time. But I started at 22, so I never thought I would be starting that early. So and also like I was getting in a way, even though I was not enjoying the work, but then in a way I was also getting that comfort also, being if you continue, then okay, you will go on with this safe comfort aspect. So that was also a not trigger to make me take that quick decision. And now coming to multiple businesses, again, it was nothing planned. But then, running this business and, when you get an opportunity wherein you can, do something uh, other than this business, and, it's if we are able to manage it. So that is how I ventured into other businesses also. So I was having a few retail outlets for electronic store I was having, so which got shut down during the Corona time. But otherwise, also I am part of a couple of other businesses as well. I have exited from few businesses also. So it was all go with the flow kind of things, and I know I'm not. If you ask me now, like I'm not a fan of too much diversifying so early. But then no, at that point of time, those decisions felt right, and that is how it goes.
Good to know. You have worked with brands across 19 countries, right? Which is an incredible exposure. How has this global experience shaped the way you look at the branding, business strategy, and decision making?
See, of course, it is good to know businesses how it is happening across all these different countries or on a global scale. It is very much interesting. But when it comes to what sort of activities that we do, the sort of activities that we do, branding, marketing, or development, uh, no, from I cannot straight out make out like people from these countries, they have this mindset towards business like that. But then mostly Western side, they are more lenient on. Uh, Now they understand things far better, or they don't debate much.
Yeah.
So that is there. But yeah, basically it is a mindset of the people, which
Yeah.
I would say more than uh, more than the geography that we have covered. Uh,
Hmm.
mindset of people is what matters in business. So even if you are from US or from the most developed countries, also sometimes there are people who are limiting their growth, or they don't want few things the way that is ideally good for them.
Huh.
No, of course, having footprints all across these countries is no, definitely a good feeling, and it is something that you can boast about. But yeah,
Huh.
basically, what I find more interesting is the people
Huh.
uh, who comes to us with various ideas, and then
Hmm.
amongst the people you can find all sort of people. Some people they have very high hopes. They have clear plans for their business. Uh, they want to scale up. They want to grow. They have that aggressiveness and planning and everything is there. Also, you get to see people with zero planning. Just they have to start something. uh, so that's what the most interesting part, I guess.
Good, good, good. Was there a turning point early in your career, a moment or a experience that nagged you towards consulting and training as a core part of your work?
Consulting and training, I wouldn't call it a core part of my work, but then being a brand consultant, most part of your job, at least on my part, includes convincing the client,
Huh.
this is how it should go, why it should be like this, why
Huh.
you have to go for this strategy or this approach, these colors, to
Huh.
make the things look simple. So this is what we do on daily basis. We explain
Nice.
why we do these things.
Huh.
So, at some point, I randomly got an invite whether you can talk about few things related to your expectations. So that is when I took it up, and I got really good feedback on the sessions, and that is
Yeah.
how I thought, okay, if you have something knowledge, you have attained. And I don't call myself an born brand person or a marketing person. It is
Hmm.
all through learning, and I still keep on learning. So whatever you learned, then you can share it with others. And of
Yeah.
course, these are kind of entry points for me to get more business also. So uh, definitely all these
Yeah,
things are.
learning is a like a continuous process. Yeah, we can't stop it. Okay. So branding is a word that's a very used very loosely today, right? From your perspective, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about brand building?
Misconception, I would say people often get it wrong with marketing
Hmm.
or sales even. The purpose of branding is like the foundation that you give to your brand. So
Okay.
there are a few basic foundations that you give to the business. So if you take you are raising a kid, so there are few things, of course, the kid, when they are grown up, they are good enough to make their own decisions, but then there are few things that you have to give, or you have to, the way your kid should look, the kind
Huh.
of dress that they should wear, which hospital should you take them, which doctors you should take them, whom you will give your, a child to handle.
Yes.
So all these things matters, right? So likewise, branding is basically a foundation for any brand. It
Okay.
is the direction in which they have to go, and it is long term also. Branding is never a short term thing.
Yes.
So these are the misconceptions that people usually have. Like they expect sales or revenue out of branding activity,
Hmm.
uh, and often forget or limit their branding activity just with the
Hmm.
logo creation on few business cards or a brochure. So these are a couple of common misconceptions. I won't call it misconception because that is also part of branding, but most people limit it there.
Hmm.
So which is often I find as one of the things that people often goes wrong.
Yes. A lot of business struggle with standing out in crowd market. When someone comes to you feeling stuck, what's your go-to framework for building a strong and clear brand foundation?
See, first of all, different. There are different nature of businesses, right? So, um, if you take the case of a footwear store or a textile store or a furniture store, uh, there are not much variations to offer. Like now, end of the day, you are selling footwear. So again, of course, there are uh, price wise or there are segmentations, but if you take as a whole, you don't see much differences happen. So it is up to the business owner or the key stakeholders to define how they have to stand out. So even if you are in a competitive business wherein it is difficult to have a uniqueness of yourself, uh, again there will be something which everybody is talking about their business. Because see, the challenge that we face in business, at least 100 other business owners are facing the similar challenges.
Yeah.
This is something I always love to believe, because if I am facing a challenge today, at least 100,000 other business owners are facing a similar challenge. So if somebody is coming to me telling, okay, we are finding it difficult to stand out, there are most of the other businesses in his industry might also be going through a similar challenge, and they also will be having this identity crisis of how to position them differently. So mostly they all will be following a common pattern. So it is for us to break that pattern or highlight something within that pattern which others are not doing. So if you're a footwear shop, you find something which is very unique to yourself, calling out, uh, telling, you can try as much as you want. Something that people will feel a bit more difference with
Yes.
compared to your competitors. So that will be the initial strategy. But then when it comes to strategy, you will get to have a lot of things. You get to understand a lot of things. Now, sometimes people just come with they just want to stand out, but then they are not ready to make operational differences. I mean, operational changes. So then, how much of a strategy we devise, it is not going to work. So we have to make the strategy considering where they are standing and where they are, aspiring to go ahead. So, yeah, I
Yes.
hope I have answered.
No, that's matter. And how does a company recognize that it's a time to pause, resize, and a possibility to revisit and rebuild its brand strategy? Like, कई बार so many times, people do the things for entire like a 5 to 6 years, and then they don't recognize the thing that they need to rebuild it, or so is there any time limit or something like a guideline for that?
Not really. See, first of all, everybody have to revisit and look, whether they have a brand framework. If they're aspiring to grow as a brand, do they have a brand framework? At least 80% of the businesses, they won't be having any brand framework other
Yes.
than having a logo or an identity or a name.
Hmm.
So if somebody's business is in that phase, definitely they should go for a maybe they have to start it. I'm not telling they have to change their logo or name or anything, but they have to build the foundation. They have to see what is their vision, what they
Huh.
are working towards, what are the values that they hold close to, who are their ideal customers,
Yes.
what sort of personality they should possess.
Hmm.
So if somebody is in that phase, okay, I don't have any clarity of these things, so definitely they should go for a branding activity. So again, I should add on to that. Whenever I use the term branding, it is not just the visual thing which I'm talking about. Visual thing is the identity part only. Identity creation is the visual part, but otherwise branding is what I'm talking about. So the
Yes.
next phase is okay. You have the foundation. You had the foundation, and you feel okay. The strategy that you have set out as a brand is has worked out, and is quite stagnant for a while. So maybe you have to go back and revisit. So maybe no, again the identity might have to be bit modified. They have to give a fresh look, or the values or the foundation in which the brand have been built on. So we say, right, there are different types of generation. Like right now, the Gen Zs also have come into a decision making. Uh, they are also starting to spend money. They're also going to be the decision makers very soon.
Hmm.
So there might be change in the customer persona. So you might
Yeah.
have to stand out there in a different way to attract those crowd.
Hmm.
So this is an hint wherein you have to go for rebranding or realigning your brand.
Hmm.
Then, if you feel you're too outdated, again with the identity, if you're too outdated, then you can
Hmm.
go for rebranding. And again, outdated also in terms of all the foundations or the values that you are holding. Maybe it would be 20-year-old
Huh.
foundation that you're having. So maybe you can keep a few good things there and then come back and modify some other things. So these are the phases wherein rebranding is ideally suggested.
Hmm.
So identity rebranding can be done at any point of time wherein you feel the need of it. But then yeah, again on a customer side to get familiar with that identity, it might take more time. So
Okay. Sometimes you need to go with the flow.
right. And also maybe technicality might also vary a
Huh.
bit. Like for example, if you all designs had a lot of
Hmm.
minor structure and all, and you have to go for more of print models and all, then maybe technically the current positioning or current way the brand is developed might not be working in your favor. So maybe you have to go for a few takes there also.
True. And the marketing landscape has changed rapidly over the last few years, right? Especially with the digital escalations. And what major shifts have you noticed in consumers' behavior during this period?
Consumers' behavior, yeah, it have changed a lot because right now you have plenty of options
Hmm.
and you have the liberty and the luxury of knowing about the price or the quality, the reviews and everything at the comfort of your phone.
Yeah.
So customers, of course, they are uh, having all sort of advantages.
Hmm.
Uh, then for businesses, of course, it gets challenging. So before the digital era, even if there were limited companies who
Yeah.
marketing as such, so then they were not very peculiar on the matrices. You put up a hoarding, you don't know how many people are seeing. You just believe, okay, I
Hmm.
have put up the few hoardings, so that is the reason why I'm driving in sales.
Yeah.
So right now that aspect have changed. So digital ads, you get the numbers. So matrices are very much crucial for the business owners. And again, coming back to the customer consumer behavior, uh, it's very difficult to for the business to get a actual feedback from the customer.
Huh.
So somebody might come to you and ask for a few product details, and maybe they will ghost you.
True.
Right. So you might not be able to make out why the sale didn't happen.
Huh.
So consumers always so maybe right now I might have an interest to buy a shoes,
Huh.
and the next after an hour I don't have that interest.
Hmm.
So people have all this luxury and liberty. So and again, if I click on one of the shoe ad, then
Huh.
probably the next 10 ad which I'm going to see will also be from a competitor of the first ad.
Yeah.
So consumer is being flooded with a lot of options, and they just don't stay genuine to your
Hmm.
business or any business assets.
Hmm.
The best that they feel, so they will go out and choose that.
Hmm.
So again, that is where you have to focus more on the branding side. When even when we are talking about digital marketing and all, branding is going to be very crucial during the coming.
Yeah.
Uh, right now, also it have started because digital ads have been too much overloaded.
Hmm.
Everybody, a person who is doing 5,000 revenue business is also running ads on
Hmm.
Meta. So it is going to be a very crowded place, and it is going to get very trickier.
Uh,
So along with the marketing, you will also have to focus on the brand building to stay out.
yeah, nice.
So yeah.
Good. So for small businesses with a limited budget, right? What are some smart ways to create high impact in marketing without overspending? My next question.
Okay. Tough question, but the best way will be to focus on creating good contents,
Yes.
good organic contents. If
Yes.
you have limited budget,
Huh.
find a way that you reach to more people with your very much organic content.
Mm. Mm.
So again, if you ask me whether it is an easy thing to do, no, it is not. Even we as
Huh.
an agency, struggle very much to create organic content that get that sort of reach.
True.
So
Organism.
if you have a, yeah, if you have a limited budget, one thing is see if you have the capacity to or the skill set to do organic content and generate good
Yes.
reach.
Hmm.
Next suggestion would be to, anyways, you have to try out. So
Hmm.
start small, how much ever, small amount you are having, spend it, but with an expectation, okay, this is going to work out 50-50.
Hmm.
So every time, see, small business, everybody, even I have started very small,
Hmm.
but the thing is, you shouldn't be having a small business mindset anymore.
Hmm.
Don't call out yourself, okay, I'm a small business, I only have 2,000 rupees to spend, and that is it.
True.
So if you spend 2,000 and you have made 10,000, at least make sure next time you are spending 3,000. So now that mindset shift have to be there.
Yes.
And of course, yeah, and of course, again, if you are struggling on the budget, for few of our clients, we have suggested this thing like, they
Hmm.
might come in with a very low budget. So
Hmm.
what we ask them is, okay, you give us that money, if it's 10,000 rupees for the
Hmm.
ad spend, you pay us the 10,000 on a monthly basis, but we will be doing the activity only maybe from the fourth month or sixth month when they
Hmm.
have a whole amount of 50,000 or 60,000 as a whole amount. They have more liberty to play around with that budget.
Hmm.
So meanwhile, they can maybe build up their profile, build up their brand image, or try some organic content and all. And when they are starting out with the aggressive marketing style or the real campaign, so they have a decent amount in their hand to play around with and driving the results. So these are the suggestions to small business, but you know, um, small with small spends, it is turning out to be really tough for the same reason which I have mentioned before. Many people, almost 50% of the businesses
Just
are.
I need to pause it. Someone
Yeah,
ringing. Just a minute.
yeah, yeah.
Ha. Fabin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry for the interruption. Yes.
So yeah, so with limited budget, it is always going to be tricky.
Hmm.
So best thing will be to learn on yourself and start doing on yourself. So that is will be the best thing for a small business, or rather than spending on an agency or
Hmm.
paying somebody else. Try to acquire the skills by yourself and
Yeah.
try out things. And
Hmm.
once you are in that comfort space, say at least you should have a monthly budget of minimum 15,000, bare minimum.
Wow.
That will only give you that will
Good.
only give you at least the minimum reach that your business is in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have helped generate over like a 20 million in a client sales, right? And are there any certain patterns, systems, or tactics that constantly delivering strong result across industries? Tricky
See, when it comes
question.
to, yeah, when it comes to marketing, yeah, of course, there are strategies that plays out, to generate the interest and get the leads.
Hmm.
But the sales, I've been in this business for the last 10 years now. So from my experience, sales is always very much conventional, I would say.
Hmm.
People will buy from you if you have a good product.
Hmm.
If you convince them that you have a good product, if you speak them in the way that they are expecting, you are there for their queries and you are there for the support. So these are the factors that determine the sales. And of course, you have good people who are passionate about sales.
Hmm.
So this is the pattern which I have seen in the sales. So our job as an agency will be to give the leads to the clients.
Yes.
So this is one example which I always quote. Like at some point of time, we are working with 22 study abroad companies
Hmm.
in the same time frame. So now one client is getting over 25% of conversion rate, and another client is not even getting one any conversion.
Hmm.
So we use kind of the same strategy. Of course, there can be differences in the reach and all, but then
Yeah.
the strategies that we use is same. Maybe the other company is getting 100 leads and the other company is getting maybe only 10 or 20 leads. But
It's
then the conversion, yeah, the conversion, when it comes to conversion, it is purely your sales strategies that is going to work out. So
hmm.
first of all, you should have good product and service,
Hmm.
and you should be able to generate the trust.
Yeah.
There are maybe through testimonials or through demos or through presentations. You have to have that sales piece. Also, I have seen, some companies conversion rate falls drastically when one of the team member moves out. So, whenever you are planning out marketing, make sure you have a good sales team and they are all ready to do the sales. So this is the most important part. And all the businesses, which I have seen how made a lot of sales, they have a good team in place for the sales and for the operations. So there is no rocket science here. So once the lead is received, lead is definitely somebody with interest. So
Yes.
from there, how you handle them is part of business in the sales.
So, yeah, it's not a rocket science, but there should be trust and team. Like a team matters a lot. Yes.
Right.
Um, so you conducted trainings across a wide range of topics, right? Marketing, project management, sales, and even programs like planning your 20s. So what inspired you to design such a diverse learning experience?
Yeah. If you look at my portfolio, like I'm like a jack of all trades. So, and,
So from your
so
your
yeah,
experience,
and
you are teaching everyone.
yeah. So see, the way the digital landscape is of today, branding is there, marketing is there, sales is there, then technology is there. So you cannot eliminate these four things when you are in our sort of industry. So that is why uh, basically the branding side is core with us. So of course we have our insights to share, and sales. Why I ventured into sales training is because most of the clients actually require sales training. Even last week I was sitting with a client,
Huh.
so they were always complaining about having low conversion rate.
Hmm.
So for November, October, we did a session for uplifting their sales, and in November they have shown 50% increase in their conversion rate. So people or businesses really don't know how to manage the leads. because mostly traditional business owners, when they are getting a lead reference from their contact sphere or from their client referral,
Hmm.
they think it is the same with digital leads or marketing leads.
Hmm.
So they expect, okay, somebody have called me for my service, and I have given them the quote, and they why they are not getting converted. It won't be like if you're referring somebody to me for one of my needs, definitely we will get that feedback, right? But it won't be the same when it comes to digital leads and all. So our clients definitely wanted the training on sales. So that is how started the sales training. See, I don't say I teach too much, that wow kind of things that will, do 100x sales and all. But I just do the basics. I do the foundations.
Hmm.
The knowledge which I've gained through reading and all. So pretty much all the books on sales say tells you the same thing.
Okay.
So I have correlated that, and that's how I give the sales training. And planning your 20s is not purely out of my personal um, preference, because me as an early entrepreneur, I have made a lot of mistakes, and uh, there are a lot of things which would have been a lot more better in your 20s. And
Hmm.
always, there is this saying, one first complete your studies, maybe you're 10, so that is the most important part. Then you're 12, then your degree, so it goes on. But for me, I think 20s is where you actually form your life, and all the decisions that you take in your 20s is actually what matters in the long run.
Hmm.
So maybe I thought I will share my insights so that youngsters
It's a
will
good thing, very good thing. Yes. And if you want to pick any one skill that young professionals should start developing by today only and gain a long-term career advantage of it. So, what to do?
one skill will be to have a good communication skill and show
Hmm.
responsibility. Be accountable, and have good
Yes.
communication skill. Understand what the other person is telling, and you
Hmm.
also should have the skill to explain yourself, and also possess the accountability, which we are finding very much lacking in the newer generations. When it goes to hiring and all, this is something which we like. They do some courses, they come and they have zero idea about the practical side of it. And once they are asked with why it is so, then they are like, there is nothing that we have to do about it. So that is my accountability and communication skill which I have to do.
Yeah, good. Okay. And at an organization level, how can companies truly build a growth mindset, not just in a individual, but as a shared culture?
So see, business is definitely performs well when the team is aligned correctly.
Hmm.
It will be very difficult to set up a successful business with one or two people. But there are businesses like that, but mostly it's not that easy with couple of people. So on a branding standpoint, the best way will be to communicate what your brand is to your organization itself.
Okay.
So we call something like brand onboarding, or stakeholder
Hmm.
branding, or internal branding. With different terms we call. So the purpose is to align them with what the company's vision, what exactly we are trying, we as a business is trying to deliver, what is our mission, which all values that we believe in. And no, like I said, branding will be the foundation, and it will be the running force for the organization.
Hmm.
So when people in the organization understands and start getting aligned to that, whatever is stated in the foundation of that brand,
Hmm.
so automatically they will also get aligned with, okay, this is what my company is standing for.
Hmm.
This is how I should be, talking to a customer. This is how I should be talking to a colleague. This is how my service is going to help others. This is how my product is going to make a difference in other people's life. this is how I should present the product. So again, when you do the customer segmentation and all, they can easily understand, okay, is which sort of customer is whom is I'm talking to. So I can, align my conversation style like that. And on top of that, okay, everything is tied up to a goal. So we will be having, goals for revenue. We will be having goals, operational goals, revenue goals, people goals, KPIs, and everything will be there in an organization. So, like we align them with the branding activities, also we have to align them with the goals. So again, communication is the most important part for a person. Definitely they have to be set targets and breakdown of the targets, or how they will be achieving, what are the methods that they are planning to achieve their target. If it's an operational person, or even let's say for an accountant also, you have to set the KPIs, and you also have to have the metrics as to evaluate how they are working. So this will give the clarity to the me as a manager will be expecting something, and I will be verbally communicating that to my juniors, but they might not be understanding it in the same way which I am telling them. So that is why we have to put them into numbers and written KPIs that they will also understand. Okay, today I have to complete business task. So this is the expectation that my management is having from me. So that expectations and communication is very much transparent and clear.
Yeah.
So again, it will make to help the organization to make easy decisions also. So a combination of all these things comes together, and again, one thing which we find very much wrong with traditional or smaller business is that the management often tries to hide out their goals from the rest of the organization. Like, me as the managing director, I might not be telling, okay, this is my sales target this year.
Huh.
But ideally, you should do that. Now the team should also know that, okay, this is where the management is hitting. This
Yeah.
is why he is putting up a lot of pressure on us too. So this is the target which the management is have set. So they also automatically gets aligned to that. So
Huh.
always it have to be very realistic, but numbers is very much easy to communicate. So that is how we have to set the organization and the right culture within the organization.
Yes. So basically, positive communication is more towards a growth mentality and mindset, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and when we look at business over the time, some scale steadily while others plateau early. From your experience, what really separate business that growth sustainably from those that struggles to move beyond a certain point?
See, again, I believe business is always in the mindset. So, if you're struggling with something and you are facing some challenges and you are facing difficulties in the business, if your mindset is, again, I have to be a successful business person, so my business have to tackle it. So automatically there will be a number of ways the challenges can be tackled. So, when you have set certain goals and targets, and it is then you have to do the tracking. When you do the tracking, you get to understand where exactly you are standing and where and what you need to improve. So this is the key insight that is coming out from the mindset. So
Yeah.
if you don't have that mindset, okay, I have to reach here. This is what I want. So if you don't have that mindset, then when you come across a challenge, so you don't look for solutions and you try to escape from the challenge. So which will automatically limit your growth.
Huh.
So organizations that those are scaling,
Huh.
their idea of scaling might be different, but they have the mindset to scale.
Yes.
Somehow, some like to scale up based on the number of people working in the organization.
Huh.
Some like to scale up based on the revenue.
Huh.
Some will want to scale up based on their brand presence. So different sort of scalings are there.
Huh.
So it is in the mindset of defining what sort of scaling up that they need and how they will tackle the challenges that is holding them back.
Yeah.
So for the businesses which I have mostly seen going on the down on the lower track is mostly because they try something. See, me as a running a marketing agency, I don't say that 100% of the clients are having good
Yeah.
results. Now, out of 10 clients that we manage, maybe two or three will be having amazing results.
True.
Other two or three will be having decent results.
Yeah.
Rest of others might not be having, if you look at it and the ROI perspective, they might not be getting the actual benefit out of it. Might be because of different reasons. But what happens is that, these, especially new businesses, they just give up on it very fast. Maybe it will be because we as an agency didn't perform. Maybe it is because they don't have a right product or they are not able to communicate what exactly is their product. So we were working with a client for like 6 or 7 months, and later of when they came to us, they told their application will be rolled out in 2 months' time. So we started with the pre-launch activities, and the app was not at all ready even after 7 months.
Oh.
So, there might be lack of clarity. So, by 7 months, they have already burned a lot of money, and then they are in a position where their application is not completed. Also, they have spent a lot on marketing also. But, communication again have to be very proper. Every time we ask, when the app is going to be ready, they will be telling next week it is going to be ready. So, so unless they don't have a clarity on the things, and then you come to an agency to do the rest of the work, it doesn't work like that. Marketing and sales, everything is a combined effort only. So probably these businesses give up too early,
Yeah.
or they just think that okay, I come and do run some meta ads and I'm successful. I have to be successful. It's not
Yes.
like that. You have to find that winning spot. So this is where I have seen most businesses go silent. So they just fail at something and then they are not interested to try something else to
Yeah.
get back.
So, as an expert, I feel you have a like good knowledge of branding and marketing. You handle advertising budget to over like a 5 CR. And what are some red flags you often see when marketing spends are poorly planned?
Um, See, red flags, as in, some people come with a lot of money. They don't know why they are spending. Maybe they have, they might have generating profit from elsewhere, and this just might be spending all of it, just like that.
Yeah.
Uh, so that is something which I have seen, especially businesses who have got some investment or have found new partners or have got some new good money. So they just come in and okay, I have 1 crore, you spend it. This is what I expect. So they just don't plan it properly. Uh, Next thing is again, most businesses they don't have the clarity on what exactly that they want. Everybody expects leads to come in and they expect the leads to get converted. So when you are spending on ads, the mindset that you should be having, the global average of conversion is maybe 1% or 2%, as per the studies which are conducted at least a few years back.
Yeah.
And you can imagine how much more competition would have come into digital arts by then in the last 5 years. So probably, you have to understand how much the amount that you're spending. If your cost to acquire a customer is 500 rupees, you shouldn't be expecting, to get the ROI in the first sale itself. Maybe in the fifth sale or the 10th sale only, you will be getting the ROI with the same customer. There are a lot of things to go and look behind when you run a campaign, or when you are spending amount in ads, especially when it comes to digital ads. or any sort of marketing, all these things are applicable. So first thing is business owners, they just blindly trust some agency and they believe that okay, this agency is going to bring success for them.
Hmm.
So they should be ready with few matrices and evaluation criteria whenever they're going with an agency, how much a lead will cost. See, no agency can tell you know, how much per lead cost will be. It will be a combination of data. So
Hmm.
the expectation will be there. Expectation will be, to have 50 rupees per lead. Actual results will be 100. So
Hmm.
how you can bring it down? Is it coming down by 20 rupees in the next month? So this way only you can develop it. There is no overnight success. There is
Hmm.
no agency who can bring up your business. So if it is that easy for an agency to simply build up your business, so that agency can run your business. They don't have to work for you, right? If I am good at generating sales for a jewelry, I can start my own jewelry and I don't have to
Huh.
work for anybody else.
True.
Right, if I can. So it is a combination of things that you as a business person who is selling goods in your own trade, you taking the marketing expertise from an agency. So it's a combination of things.
Yeah.
So the red flag, mostly is one thing, they don't have a clarity on anything when it comes to digital arts. Next
Hmm.
thing is they just blindly trust on somebody that okay, they will do the sale or they will do things that will end up in sales for us. So these two are the red flags, and I'm very much hesitant to work with such people because end of the day, after 2 3 months, you will be left with a bad review. So many agencies, how they run is okay, they have this thing called okay, they will be working with 10 clients. So they are not focused on the results. So after 3 months, two clients will go, then they will fill it with another two clients. So they are happy. The agency is happy.
Yeah, agency is happy.
So
So,
see for agencies who have long-term clients with them.
uh,
So that would be a good way to eliminate such company.
sure, good. Okay. So, and the final, like, what advice would you give to first-time founders who are juggling in branding, sales, team building, and growth, all the at the same time?
My advice would be to spend at least 10 15 hours in learning or no, I'm not telling you have to be experts in this, but understand what these terms are, what are the things that are coming under each of branding, what is marketing, what are the different ways you can market, how to do the sales, what are the factors that are affecting the sales. So you come up with a clarity of with all these things. Also understand the product well. So for everyone, their kid is the best. So
Hmm.
everybody believes their product is the best. So you have to do the actual study whether your product is actually good when it is compared with your competition. So all these things comes into play. So my advice would be to from my business perspective with respect to branding, marketing, and technology side, have a foundation in all of this because not just this branding, sales, marketing, then technical side, you need to have a basic understanding what an ERP is, how does a website work. Then sales side you should be having, operational side you should be having, HR side you should be having a fair idea, account side you should be having a fair idea. So you should be having this fair idea and you should set the expectations and then you go and find out the experts in those fields and find out who is the best one to uh, do the job for you. So this will be my advice to people who are starting.
Great, great. So today's conversation remind us the growth is not just about tactic or tools. It's about clarity, consistency, and conscious decision making. Right? Branding, marketing, and leadership work best when they are aligned with purpose and backed by executions. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, Fabin, and your insights and practical wisdom with us today. On behalf of Photopia Origins, we are grateful for your time and for helping our audience think deeper about how business are truly built. To everyone, thank you so much, Fabin. And to everyone watching, keep learning, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep building with intention. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.